The hotel, a cleaning lady finds a purse, and then a debris falls to the floor from the purse. When she tries to pick up the debris, she actually falls straight from the 14th floor to the first floor. Looking at the intact ceiling, the staff are wondering how can the woman falls through the floor. Later, the CIA agents arrive on the scene. What surprises them is that the debris is floating in the air, and they have never seen this material before. After some analysis, the scientists realize that this is a material that does not belong to Earth. But why would this alien high-tech material appear on Earth? Next, the agents discover something even more bizarre. A woman's dead body is floating on a farm. She is defying gravity. For unknown reason, she has the same floating attribute as the debris. At first, the agents thought the body was blown here by the wind, but then they realized that the body and the direction of the wind do not coincide. So Brian unhooked the woman's sleeve from the barbed wire, and then the woman's body slowly floats away against the wind. They follow the body closely over a small slope, and they are shocked. There are more dead bodies here, and the bodies are spinning together as if there is a special magnetic field here. They bring the bodies back to the lab for examination, and they find that the cells and brains of the bodies are still functioning, but they have no heartbeat and no breathing. Suddenly, the dead opens her eyes, then quickly closes them again. All signs seem to indicate that this is all related to the debris, and there is more than just one debris. A few days ago, an alien spacecraft crashed in outer space, and a lot of the debris landed on Earth. To study alien technology, the CIA begins a massive search for other debris. Soon, they find a huge debris deep in the forest. Just as the CIA agents are about to transfer the debris, two strangers appear in the woods. The agents immediately pull out their guns to warn them. Both strangers swallow a debris when they realize they are discovered, and then they instantly disappear. They teleport under a butt. One of them accidentally teleports into the pillar of the bridge. Looking at his unlucky partner who is stuck in the pillar, the man finishes him with no hesitation. Following the magnetic disruption, the agents find the body under the bridge, but his partner has already escaped. Next, bizarre things continue to happen. In a small town, shopping carts, iron chains, gas tanks, and other objects are moving on their own. All the items made of metal are pulled by an invisible force, and then they are stacked around the town. A few hours later, the whole town has been circled by the metal objects. After evacuated the residents of the town, Agent Brian and Agent Finola enter the town to investigate. On the street, they spot a man, Eric, who is smashing the window of a car. They stop Eric, but Eric is very agitated and keeps talking nonsense. They try to ask Eric about the town's current situation, but Eric runs away when the two are not looking. The two split up to look for Eric, and Finola chases him to an abandoned factory where he catches Eric. At the same time, Brian also catches Eric near a warehouse. Eric doesn't have a twin brother, so how could there be two Erics? They take the two Eric back for interrogation, and they find that both Erics have mental problems. Things are getting weirder. So, Brian and Finola go to Eric's house for an investigation. They put on protective suits and then enter the house. In a room, they are not surprised when they find the huge debris, but when Brian enters another room, he finds a man who looks exactly like him. The two point their guns at each other, and just as the clone is saying some nonsense, Brian shoots the clone. Brian realizes that the debris in this house has the ability to clone people, and that the previous two Erics should both be clones. The question is, where is the real Eric? Just then, Finola finds blood in the garage, and Eric's car is missing. So they come to the metal circle around the town since the car is made of metal. Maybe Eric and his car are here. Soon they found Eric's car. Brian climbs up, and sure enough, the real Eric is in the car. Although they successfully saved Eric, the more important thing is to collect the debris. According to the information known so far, different debris seems to have different powers. In another town, a utility worker suddenly sees a square appear out of thin air in front of her. She cautiously then throws a stone at the square, but the stone goes through it. As she observes the square, a figure suddenly appears inside it. By the time Brian and Finola arrive, the square has disappeared, and they have to wait for it to reappear. At night, the square really reappears. Brian goes around behind the square to observe it, and he finds that the square seems to be a thin, two-dimensional surface. Then Finola uses the radio to contact the girl in the square, who tells Finola her name and home address, and then the square disappears again. Soon, they get the girl's information, which shows that the girl's name is Nicole, and she has been missing since 2019. The next day, they over the girl's father, but the girl's father doesn't believe his daughter is still alive. Brian tells the father to walk over and try it, which he does, and then the square reappears as expected. Then the father asks Nicole where she is now. Nicole says she doesn't know, and she's been looking for her dad for hours. Then she saw this square. Everyone is shocked because Nicole thinks she has only been missing for a few hours, when in reality she has been missing for 2 years. Just then the square disappears again. They must find a way to get her out. By studying the debris, they have mastered the technology of using the debris to teleport items such as chairs. So they move over a large piece of debris, and the square immediately appears. The people inside the square are clearly visible at this point, and Nicole touches the plane with her hand land but still can't get out. So the CIA uses the debris to hit the plane, directly opening a channel to the other space. Then Finola holds Nicole's hand and pulls her out. With Nicole come out several other people. Some of them have been trapped inside for decades. This is a summary of the first 3 episodes of the TV show Debris. Go watch the show if you like it. I am Recap in English. Thanks for watching.